as you guys know, I said that I was going to address some things. So in this video today, I'm going to talk about, well, really I'm going to react to the part 1 of Queen of Lies. I hope that this clears up a lot of things. I hope this answers questions. And I also want to note that I am not here to bash anybody. I am not here to ruin relationships. That's not like me. I've never been that way, and I don't think anything in this world will change my character. For those of you who have been following me for a long time on Instagram, know that I've never moved that way, and it's not like me to do that anyway. So yeah, let's get to it.
Hey, so basically I'm gonna do a review of Queen of Lies Part 1, and basically talk to you guys a little bit about my thoughts and opinions on Part 1 and what happened and what went down, right? So Queen of Lies Part 1, a lot of people have been circulating around that it's allegedly about Clarence, Queen, and his ex, Clarence's ex, Leslie. I have all 3 of their profiles pulled up, so this is going to help me go through the review, okay? So this is Clarence's ex, Leslie Ines. Pretty girl.
Thank
really
you.
Beautiful. And basically the book starts off with the young lady saying that she's from the Bronx, and she mentioned that she suffers from depression and has always had to go to therapy all her life, and she had a rough upbringing. It starts off by her basically...
Okay. So, I am from the Bronx. I was born and raised here. And I not ever suffered from depression. And I've never visited a therapist. I never went to therapy. That is false. That is not true. And I didn't have a rough upbringing. Honestly, I was raised in church. Both my grandparents are ministers. They have their own church. And so my whole childhood was basically in church from Monday through Sunday. I'm not even gonna lie. We probably had one, not even a Saturday off, because Saturday was service for kids. So that is false. My upbringing wasn't too bad. God had me. I had God with me. Like, he was guiding me all my life. And I was raised with a beautiful family, and I didn't have any suffering or anything like that, besides the little heartbreaks. But yeah,
saying like, I don't know where to begin, you know, should she start where, you know, at the point where, you know, her man, the love of her life, left her for another woman because he wanted to be rich, or should she start at the point where, you know, the love of her life convinced her to, you know, have an abortion just for a couple.
Maybe I should have stopped it a little bit before. But me and Clarence been together for 5 years, and you could only imagine in 5 years what a relationship goes through. No relationship is perfect. Me and him went through a share of things. I have suffered. I've forgiven him. We got back together a few times, and no one knows till you actually experience this for yourself. But when you are in a relationship and you love somebody, you forgive them and you want to try to work it out. And of course that's what I did, because I loved him. I thought that was the man of my dreams and the man I was going to marry and have children with. So although I knew at times it wasn't right, or I'm not going to say it wasn't right, but I shouldn't have went back, I still did. I gave him another chance, and yeah, we try to make it work. But you never know that once you lose trust and once you go down this dark path, things aren't the same. Different things happen in a relationship, like you start acting differently around the person. Your mind is already like tormented with so many things, so you're just scared of things now. Like, you can't move like calm, you can't be free, you can't let him be free, you know what I'm saying? So you like kind of it changes you a little bit in the relationship. You become like a little probably possessive. I don't know. You don't trust. You have insecurities now, and that's the inevitable. Like any woman will feel that way when they're going through something in a relationship. So moving forward to her saying that I had an abortion, me and Clarence never had a scare. Like, I've never gotten pregnant, and for reasons, it's not that easy. But that's all I'm gonna say to that. Yeah, I feel like, as a matter of fact, let me just address this, because I'm a little upset. I didn't watch Clarence's second reaction, but a few people told me that he spoke about me having health issues and I couldn't have a baby, something along those lines. I tried watching the second reaction that he did, and I was catching a little bit of anxiety, because when someone told me about the whole thing that he spread my personal business, I was like, why would he do that? Why would he even say anything about me having health problems? Like, the condition that I have is so serious and so sensitive to me, and he knows that. Anybody, like, I couldn't believe it was so carelessly said too. Like, I don't know, I feel like it was unnecessary to say. There's just certain things that you keep private. You don't share my business to the world. You don't tell people that I have health problems. When I've been, I don't want to say I've been depressed about it, but the thought is haunting that it's hard for me to have. I'm not going to say that I can't have. It's hard for me to have. So he didn't have the right. He didn't have the right to talk about that, or he didn't talk about it, but I heard he mentioned it. He didn't have right to mention it at all. I'm disappointed that he did that, because in 3 years that I haven't said anything about him, I respected their relationship. I expected him to respect me as a human. I've been quiet. I haven't said anything, but you're talking about my health problems and my issues with having a baby. Not called for. I didn't appreciate that at all. That's not cool. But yeah, I don't want to get emotional about it, because I already did. Behind closed doors, I try my best not to put my business out there. I've never been that way, so let's move forward.
Figure to get pregnant a few months after her. So basically, she, was asking, where do I even begin, right? So she began like this. So basically, the character's name, her ex, Clay is basically allegedly supposed to be Clarence. So Clarence basically, allegedly, was the character Clay was sleeping with, older women for money. But no.
That's not true. In the 5 years of me being with Clarence, I don't know anything about him sleeping with older women. Like,
to even fast forward before that, the young lady who is allegedly Leslie said that, should she start at the point where he left her, or where he convinced her to have an abortion, or should she start at the point where the man was like, he's only using the public figure for money? So she was like, where do I begin? Okay, so going back, Clay, it says that, in the book, that Clay was handsome and all the women wanted him, especially older women. So Clay and his best friend had an operation running, like a money operation, where they would basically have sex with older women, and they basically would get money in exchange for it, like an escort. So
that's not true.
The ex, being like a ride or die, she basically was running the operation. Basically, they paid her to find these older women, these desperate older women, to basically get money from them, you know, in exchange for, you know, services or whatever the case may be. So the young lady explained that she basically was running the operation like a cartel. Like she was like kingpin running it, you know, giving them customers, clients, all of that. And she got along with his family. She got along with his family very well. She mentioned that...
Let me stop right there. In our relationship, we were, I want to say, private. We posted pictures of each other. That noise is messing up my video. But we used to post each other. We never spoke about our business or anything like that. I was not running no escort business. By the time that me and him got together, I think I started college. So I was in college, I was working full time, and I was also working out. So that is not true. It's false.
They made love in the basement, so the dude was in the basement. And that's where basically they would like have sexual activities and stuff like that. And it was in the basement, and sometimes they had threesomes. So what can I say next? Because it was a lot.
Oh, I just heard what they just said. We've never had a threesome. That is a lie. I'm too selfish to share my man. So no. We spoke about that before and we laughed about it. That's as far as we went.
Basically, she was explaining that having sex was his source of income. You know, having sex was his source of income. And Clay had a horrible shopping habit. And appearance was everything to him. So he had to have money. So
Clarence always liked to look good. He always liked to dress.
Which is allegedly Leslie, was like, okay, do it the legal way and sign up for like a sexy social media site and, you know, do it that way. And so he did, and he got basically over 25,000 fans. He got about 25,000 fans instantly. And some women were just paying $500 just for him to send them pics.
I don't know anything about
pics,
that.
He would get like $500.
That's not true.
So that was 2 years into their relationship.
Okay, yeah, that is not true.
The operation had to end because him and his best friend, sorry guys, him and his best friend, basically the operation had to end because they were basically arguing about money. The best friend was allegedly jealous, and so they had to end the operation because he threatened to expose them. So our operation had to end, and that's when Clay basically had to go ahead and start the legal operation of signing up for a sexual site and
all of that is false.
Certain things, and he got 25,000 fans, and he was getting paid money just for pics, like $500, for pics, and that's when that came about. That's 2 years in their relationship. So one day, while allegedly Leslie was basically, just going through Clay's phone because, she was bored, she saw a message from a girl. And the message said, "Oh my God, you are so damn fine. If I wasn't married, I'd marry you." That's what the message said. She was famous, the ex.
Okay, so I've never went through his phone and saw that message. Okay, I'm gonna just stop right there.
Had explained. Then allegedly.
Stop right there.
Had explained. Then allegedly Leslie clicked on her account, and her account had 3 million fans. Like, basically, she was popular.
Alright, so I'm gonna say this. There was a time in the basement, because that's where I was living at when we were together with him. Because this just sounds familiar, and I guess people are putting pieces together. But I've never looked at his phone or seen a message of Queen. The only thing that this reminds me of is the time where he had told me that Queen wrote to him and told him that he should start YouTube. And that's it. And he made it seem to me that when she DM'd him that was a long time ago. Mind you, the reason why I know of her is because me and Clarence used to watch her videos with Chris Sales. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed her humor. I enjoyed his humor. I enjoyed them together. And me and Clarence used to watch their videos. That's the crazy shit. That's the crazy part. But, yeah.
Her account had 3 million fans. And, then it's like, it went from, oh my God, you were so damn fine. If I wasn't married, I'd marry you. So the girl was married. You know, after that, she continued to send messages. She continued to send messages to this girl's man.
I guess that's true because it's all over YouTube. Their conversations.
She was married, and she was sending messages to another man.
I found out also when you guys found out.
Talking about she wanted to marry him.
And then it all made sense.
And if it wasn't for
why me and him was going through what we was going through towards the end of our relationship.
Don't even know the man. It's a complete stranger. Mind you, only know him off of social media. Already talk about she would marry him because he's fine. Really, just real dumb. Anywho, allegedly, Leslie, the ex, said that she saw more messages, and that person, that famous public figure, started telling Clay stories about her husband. The public figure was talking about her husband, how her husband found her unattractive, and how she wanted to leave her husband to be with Clay.
I'm not going to talk about anything with her and her husband because it's not my business.
And so, Clay basically, you know, the ex basically that's the author of the book, the ex basically flipped out. She got mad because she's like, you're not just doing this for money. Like, there's an emotional connection that's building. Like, you're basically taking it too far. You're actually listening to this girl. You're actually, you know, entertaining this girl on a...
Okay, so, around the time that Queen came to his life, me and Clarence, we never really broke up. What he asked for was space because he wanted to do things that he couldn't do while I was there living with him. That's what he told me. And I cried about it. I was sad. I was hurt. But I didn't want to stop him from achieving his goals or doing whatever he wanted to do. I didn't want to be the block to it. I didn't want to be the tremendous obstacle that he needs to go over, you know? As much as I loved him, I wanted him to be happy too. And I wasn't going to sit back and get treated less than I deserved. So I let it be. And I gave him space. I went back to my house. And yeah, one thing led to another. So I went back home. I gave him his space. We never really said it's over, We didn't. That's not how it ended. It was just space that he wanted, so I gave it to him. And I remember talking on the phone with him when they started making their videos, and he told me, you know, I love you. You know, I want to marry you. You know, I want to have kids with you. This is just business. And I said, fine. Then I also told him, Clarence, the more you're with her, the more you guys are gonna get feelings for each other. And obviously she likes him. I mean, he told me like, yeah, of course she likes me, but that's not the case. It's just business. And I said, fine. But I already knew. Once you hang out with somebody every day and you know, you guys are gonna vibe, whatever, you guys, I don't know, you might see something and whatever, it is what it is. So that's what I told him. He told me, assured me that that wasn't the case. So I believed him. And then the videos kept coming. They kept coming. They were getting a little more enticing, and I couldn't handle it. I remember, if I go back, I remember when they was on live, and I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening to me. But when the videos started getting a little more like freaky and too like I don't know, when it was just getting too much, I couldn't handle it, and I knew then that I had to just let it go. I couldn't deal with that, and he obviously was getting to a space that where he wanted to be. So I pretty much let it go, you know.
That's deeper than money. So like, what's really good? So then Clay simply just said to his ex, that's supposedly Leslie, you know, chill, babe. Like, he's just trying to get his followers up. And Clay basically said that this girl is basically just to come up. She's loaded with money and clout, and basically that was it. That's all it was to him. That's what Clay told the ex. So
he didn't tell me that those things are the obvious. I mean, he didn't have to tell me all that.
The public figure, but the reason why Leslie had flipped out even more wasn't just because of the text messages. It was because Clay had invited her to New York. She was invited to New York, and that's when allegedly Leslie, who is allegedly the ex, flipped out and was like,
I don't know about Clarence inviting Queen to New York. I do know that she came to New York to visit. I don't know how they got together because I didn't read messages. I know just as much as you guys know from after they posted how they started and whatever. So I don't really know how that shit started. So I want to assume that they were talking on Instagram, exchanging times to see each other or whatever.
invite her to New York for, like, what you doing? This is not about money. But Clay's telling her it is about money. You know, she's loaded with money and clout. You know, hello, like, I'm just trying to gain her trust. I'm just trying to, you know, get this money, get this bag. That's basically what Clay is telling the author of the book, the ex. So sure enough, the ex agrees and says, okay, well, she's not going to get in the way of him getting money. So basically the public figure comes to New York. The ex said that basically verbatim, she took pics all in my man's house and she paid for Clay's dinner and took them out. And
I know there was pictures in the basement, but I don't know about the dinner.
Also mentioned that she was on a budget because she said that her husband, the public figure said that her husband pretty much took all her money, so she was on a budget. So to continue on, the public figure said that her ex-husband, while she was in New York with Clay, took all the money, and so she was on a budget. So while she was there, she paid for their dinner and stuff like that, but she still let it be known she's on a budget because her ex-husband basically took all the money. That's what she said he allegedly did. But
and that is the end of my first reaction of part 1 of Queen of Lies. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it really, really, really did clear up some rumors. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Turn on those notifications and stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.